from Bagel and Deli, among other treats across Oxford. Students, I'm sure, had a great time, and it is such a great tradition that was actually started right here in the 1980s, and it has continued to be celebrated every Thursday before Miami spring break each year. Until next time, Green Beer Day.
The class of 2023 is getting ready for the graduation ceremony in May. Miami University has celebrated seniors yesterday and today with the annual Grad Fest. Grad Fest is an annual event held in Brick and Ivy bookstore where graduation caps and gowns are put on sale, while also offering many deals on graduation photos and diploma frames. MTN's Abby Rainier was able to speak with senior Stratcom major Dorit Wu about her experience at Grad Fest and what it's like graduating from Miami.
I just happened to see the email that's sent by them, and then just go. It was like they walk you through the cap and gown. They find like the perfect size for you, and they just kind of pick up the thing for you to grab that on the cap for the tassel, and then the colors. I got like a black and then brown because I'm in the college art and science and creative arts, and then they offer great advices like for graduation. My senior year in Miami has been very intense because I've 2 majors, like 2 capstones, and then but it's very I feel like very energetic for everything, and then hopefully I can just get everything done before May. I don't want to just like be so overwhelmed, and I'm so excited for the graduation photo, the ceremony, everything. My advice for students who are not yet graduated is that just use maybe the resources we have that Miami provide us are limited, but just use the limited resource to explore as much as you can for your future career, for your own self development, how you see yourself, how you're gonna work as in such a diverse environment, and also just study hard. Don't make sure you are not gonna regret, oh, I didn't study well, I didn't explore anything enough for my future career. I just happened to see the email that's
Registration for the 2023 Miami University Lavender graduation ends this Friday, April 7th, for all graduates. All guests must register by Wednesday, April 26th. Lavender graduation is an annual event that honors lesbian, bisexual, pansexual, transgender, non-binary, queer, and as ACE students, as well as acknowledge their contributions to the university. Students planning to graduate in May, as well as in the fall or winter of 2023, are invited to attend. The ceremony will be held on Saturday, May 6th from 2 to 4 p.m. Check out the Center for Diversity and Inclusion's Instagram page at MU_CSDI for a QR code to register.
On Monday, April 3rd, the Media, Journalism, and Film Department hosted an alumni panel. This event was open to all MJF faculty and students and had 5 distinct alumni answer student questions and talk about how Miami readied them for the working world. Thank you, MJF Department, for hosting this event, and you can find the entire 1-hour panel on our YouTube page. But in the meantime, here's some of the opening moments from the panel, including each alumni introducing themselves.
My name is Matthew Crane. I'm Associate Professor of Media and Communication here. I'm really excited to see this packed room to engage with our 5 distinguished alumni that we brought into campus today and tomorrow. The only conclusion I can draw is that we need a bigger studio in Williams Hall because we are at packed capacity. So in a moment, I'll let our department chair, Dr. Bruce Druschel, introduce the panel. And before that, I just have a quick round of thank yous I need to do to folks who helped plan this and make this event and the events for tomorrow possible. So thank you very much to our Communication and Outreach Committee here in Media Journalism and Film. Sasha Bellman, John Rudder, Jennifer Patrick Gaines, Leiping Yu, and Kathy German. Thanks also to Susan Coffin, Brooke Adams, Dan Banky, and Matt Crum for helping set up the studio space and do all kinds of things behind the scene. Thanks to Adam Rottinghouse and the PR Visions team who did a lot of great publicity for us. So this is really a team effort here at MJF, and we're very excited that you're here. So without further ado, I will hand it over to Bruce.
Okay, thank you very much, Matt. And again, warm welcome to you all. Thank you for coming out. This is an event that was a long time in the making. We've been doing these now for several years, but we really should have started years and years ago because we have an impressive array of alums in our programs, and you deserve to meet them. We're always thrilled to welcome them back. We thank them very much for taking time out of what are very, very busy schedules to make time to come back and spend a couple days with you. So let me begin by introducing our panel, and I'll start on my far left. That's geographically, not politically necessarily. Jamie Ramsey, who is a 99 graduate of the Mass Communication Program, as it was then called. He's Director of Media Relations and Digital Content for the Cincinnati Reds. In his 25th season with the Reds organization, Jamie is author and host of the Reds blog and podcast, Better Off Red. I love that. And he has worked 5 National League Championship series. So will you welcome Jamie Ramsey, please? To his right and to your left is Candace Kuo. She is a senior producer at NBC News, where she manages business and technology content for all the video and streaming platforms. Before that, she earned an Emmy for her work as producer for CBS This Morning, and an Emmy and Edward R. Murrow Award for her work as producer for the primetime special 39 Days. Beside her is John Gambrell, a 2004 journalism major, journalism graduate. He's news director for the Gulf and Iran for the Associated Press. He's been a foreign correspondent for over a decade, covering the rise of the Boko Haram in Nigeria, the war in Afghanistan, the rise and fall of the Islamic State group, and most recently, Russia's war on Ukraine. So please welcome. Next to him is Megan Maloney, a 91 graduate of the Mass Communication Program. She's Vice President for Marketing and Communications at Transylvania University. She previously worked in the federal government for more than 22 years. Megan worked as a radio and television reporter, producer, and director, receiving a regional Emmy Award and multiple nominations, as well as several Ohio Associated Press Awards. And I might add that she was one of the people who was very helpful to us in setting up the Inside Washington program a number of years ago. Please welcome Megan. And to my immediate left, your right of him, is Barry Kirshner, a 92 graduate in media management in mass communication, back when we had sequences. He is director of distribution, which means affiliate sales, for Showtime Networks. His passion for the industry started at his high school job working at a movie theater.
Right.
Yeah. We'll talk about the chains later. And continued with his time at Disney World during college. Barry has over 20 years in the media and entertainment industry. Please welcome Barry Kirshner.
Owen with the Red Hawk Sports Update.
I'm Steven alongside Owen, here to give you the latest on Red Hawk sports. Out on the diamond, both the baseball and softball squads split a conference doubleheader on Sunday to Western Michigan. Baseball was at home and fell 5-1 in Game 1. The Broncos drilled a 2-run shot in the second and extended their lead to 3 in the fourth. Sophomore Zach McDonald's RBI in the bottom of the inning was the most the Redhawks could respond with. Game 2 was a bounce-back 4-1 victory. Redshirt sophomore Rylan Zabrowski was a big-time bat, recording a home run and additional RBI. On the mound, Coach Danny Hayden will take a 9-strikeout and 1 earned run performance from senior pitcher Kenton Egbert any day. Transitioning to softball, the Hawks opened their doubleheader with a dominant 11-0 Game 1 dub. The match looked like a home run derby as 5 Miami home runs went to the Broncos stands, including catcher Riley Coyne smashing 2 solo shots in 3 plate appearances. Game 2 initially looked like the bats were still on fire as outfielder Jenna Glimblowski struck one deep to left in her very first at-bat. But the great offense must have went to the clubhouse early as it disappeared for the remainder of the game, giving the Broncos the opportunity to add an unanswered run in the 5th and 6th to win 2-1. Owen, I heard Synchronized Skating Team has had a fantastic year. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Thank you, Stephen. Well, this past weekend, the Miami University Synchronized Skating Team not only had a chance to represent the school, but the United States of America. This weekend in Lake Placid, New York, the Redhawks capped off a successful season skating at the 2023 ISU World Championships. Miami was one of the 2 teams representing the United States in the 23-team competition that consisted of the best synchronized skating teams in the world. In the end, Miami finished in 6th place with a total score of 209.94. This is the 4th time that Miami has finished in the top 6 of the World Championships, and the 6th place finish ties last year's result and the 2nd best to a silver medal finish all the way back in 2007, where the Redhawks became the first U.S. team to medal in the event. With their final score, this was the 5th time Miami broke the 200-point mark in their best international score of the season. In the end, Miami has nothing to hang their heads about, as this was one of the best seasons in program history. Now on to track and field. For the Redhawks, this weekend was a smashing success at the Oliver Nikoloff Invitational at the University of Cincinnati. Specifically, the success came in the field. In the men's hammer event, Ryan Smith placed 2nd with a 58.04 meter throw. Next, in men's javelin throw, Miami had 3 different throwers finish in the top 4, with Ryan Smith, Adam Smith, and C.J. Johnson Jr. coming in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th respectively. For Redhawks, Ryan Smith, Ben Rigel, Black Presley, and Riley Worthington all finished top 10 in shot put as well. For the women throwers, Allie Melchior and Santinora Rallyford finished in 2nd and 3rd place. And on the track, Abby Zuzik finished in 1st place in the women's 400 meter, finishing with a time of 56.16, one of her best times yet. In the 100-meter hurdles, Sydney Harmon finished in 4th, and Harmon also finished in 3rd in the 400-meter hurdle. Overall, this was a successful weekend for Redhawk track and field. That's all the sports we have today for you on MTN. Be sure to stay up to date with everything Miami Athletics by visiting their website. Back to you guys.
Journalism and film professor Andy Rice recently directed a documentary film titled Bittersweet with his co-producer Seth Seward. The goal was to capture the stories of Black Miamians showing how history shapes life today. MTN member Mackenzie Knorr interviewed Rice to find out more about this project and its important message.
This is a project that came about through a Boldly Creative grant here internally at Miami. There were a team of about 10 people that applied for this, and it was both an archival project and a documentary film based on oral history interviews with Black Miamians, faculty, staff, and students who have been here since 1970. And the film is called Bittersweet, Black College Life at a Predominantly White Institution. And my co-producer, Seth Seward, is actually an assistant director in the alumni office. And we worked on this over last summer, and we had 2 students who are also in MJF. This is Annika Elias and Maggie Pena. It is actually bittersweet, though. One of the main characters in the film is a woman named Paula Smith. And her family started what in retrospect is the first kind of resource center for Black students at Miami. It's a long arc. what we now have is the Center for Student Diversity and Inclusion. That's the inheritor of those early organizations. And the reason I say it's bittersweet is that Paula Smith just died yesterday. I think she would have been happy about the way the film treated her mother. I think she would have liked seeing some of the photographs that were in there. We found a photograph of her dad in the archives from when he worked here in the 1940s. I think there's a lot that the general student body could take from this project. I mean, one of the things that I hope it does is create a space where there can be a conversation that's just a little bit ramped up. And it is a hard place for diversity. It's rural Southwest Ohio in a polarized political time with an institution that was essentially built to support a professional class of white men. Trauma is really tricky. When people tell you these stories are powerful and you want to honor them, but it can also be kind of like the very bright light on a dark night. It blinds you from seeing anything else. So how do you do that as a filmmaker? How do you balance being a witness, somebody that's going to like honor somebody's story if they tell you a hard truth, and also let it breathe a little bit so that there were good things about this moment and that thing, and this worked out okay. How do you get those two things to sit together? This is
Miami University Fashion and Design Club's 17th annual fashion show is being held on April 22nd. The show is called Ethereal and is located at Millett Hall. The theme, Ethereal, is mentioned by a variety of members in their Instagram captions on a few of their latest posts, describing it as extreme elegance that is too perfect for this world, and more members saying where everyone can express themselves in their own areas of passion. You can purchase tickets through their Instagram at MUFD_, and clicking on the link in their bio. The doors open at 5 p.m. and the show starts at 7 p.m., so make sure to be there before it starts.
Miami University's Vision Dance Company will have their annual spring performance in Hall Auditorium April 7th and 8th at 7 p.m. Everyone is welcome to attend, and tickets will be free at the door. The show this year is titled Viva Las Vision and will feature lively performances of various genres of dance. Vision never fails to bring an entertaining night of talent, so be sure to mark your calendars and check out Vision Dance Company's Instagram at VDCMiamiOH for future performance dates. Thank you for tuning in Be on the lookout for more Miami news in weeks to come. I'm Paige.
And I'm Ethan. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at MiamiMTN.